Hello everyone, welcome back. So I'm sitting here in a plain t-shirt today because we're doing something a little bit different. We are going to be talking about Korean color analysis, also known as personal color analysis. It's a system that basically categorizes individuals based on undertones in their skin, their eyes, their hair. The goal is basically to identify which shades in makeup, hair color, clothing harmonize better their natural features, right? So why am I talking about this today? Well, you all know how much I love SpaceNK, the best place for beauty shopping in general, and they have made it even better by teaming up with Soko Glam. So Soko Glam, for those who don't know, is one of the original places to find a curated selection of the best, not just trending, but the best K-beauty products, including both skincare and makeup. So like I was saying, they're now available in SpaceNK stores and online. And one of the most exciting things about this is that Soko Glam brings different products to us throughout the year. So whatever you see in store and online is going to change throughout the year as they bring us new, incredibly popular, not just trending, K-beauty products. So they have beautiful, beautiful skincare, of course, and I was actually lucky enough to meet with the founder of Charlotte Cho, who actually gave me a personalized skincare routine, which you can actually see over on the SpaceNK channel. And today for my makeup prep, I've used some of this skincare. So I started washing my face with a Neogen Real Fresh Foam Green Tea Cleanser. And I know a lot of people, when they think of a foam cleanser, they kind of go back to their teenage years. It's like, I don't want a tea tree foam cleanser for my adult skin. This is so stunning. The texture of this, although it's a foam, it's kind of creamy and velvety, and it doesn't just dry out the skin and absorb straight into the skin. Look at that, it's still going. And it feels like a moisturizer. So it's not gonna leave your skin feeling tight or dried out. When it comes to prepping my skin, I like to keep it very simple. So I'll do cleanser, toner, serum, or a moisturizer. And the toner I use today is the Skin 1004 Madagascar Centella Probio Seeker Essence Toner. I apply toners like serums. I pop them in my hand and tap them into the skin. Just because before makeup, I really like to push skincare into the skin instead of just leaving a layer on top, because that can interfere with your makeup, it can interfere with your foundation if you leave a layer just sitting on top of your skin. And this is an essence toner that strengthens the skin, it helps retain the moisture levels, and again, it's suitable for all skin types. After using this, my skin feels so incredibly soft, like even putting on a moisturizer or a serum felt like a really soft experience, I was about to say. And then last but not least, for my makeup prep skincare routine, I use the Then I Met You Bong Bounce cream. This is so cute. The smell is incredible. I love this cream. I've actually been using this for a while because it's that perfect balance between a moisturizer and a gel texture. So it's really lightweight. So again, if you're oily, you still need that moisture before your makeup, but it's not over moisturized, so it's not going to sit on top of your skin. It has squalene and ceramides, and it's also infused with vitamin C rich Halabong extract, which helps brighten the skin. I bet you've never heard of Halabong. So alongside all the incredible skincare that Soko Glam have at SpaceNK, they also have two of my favorite K-beauty brands of all time. I have like a top 5, and these two are in my top 5. Romand and Dayseek. We're going to be using both of them today. Romand is my absolute favorite brand for lip products. They do the most incredible lip stains, lip tints, lip glosses, lip balm. They just make incredible products. Every single one of them, love. They never miss. And they also do great colors. We're going to go through them a little bit more. And you can also get Dayseek Souffle color pots on Soko Glam. These are beautiful. So these are a velvety, creamy souffle, like it says. And you can use it on your cheeks, your lips, around your eyes if you want to. They're not drying, they are incredibly smooth. But again, we will talk a little bit more about them because we're going to use them both. So the method is organized into 4 main categories: spring, summer, autumn, winter. Each season corresponds to a different color palette. So spring tones are typically linked to warm, light shades such as peach or coral. Summer tones align with cool, muted shades like a dusty pink or like lavender. And autumn tones match with rich, earthy colors such as brown or olive. Winter tones connect with cool, bold shades such as red, navy, or black. And this framework is widely used in Korea. It serves as a guide for selecting cosmetics, hair dye, wardrobe colors, even, I mean, the clothing, not their physical wardrobe. And it's meant to create like a visual balance and emphasize natural coloring. This seems to be something that is kind of re-trending again recently, but if you mention color analysis to like makeup artists who are perhaps my age or a little bit older, they may roll their eyes at you, as this is something that was big a long time ago, even starting from the 80s. It went out of fashion for a while, and even back then it's done the same way it is done now, by like draping colored fabrics over people to determine the most complementary color groups for a client. Listen, as a makeup artist, when a client comes to me and says, I'm a warm spring, I'm usually like, okay, and I'm dyslexic. Like, like, what does that mean? No, for real, I just ignore it. I just ignore it. And a lot of makeup artists do ignore it, but of course you're gonna find the people that, you know, take it into consideration. Now, don't get me wrong. That's not saying that makeup artists don't consider color theory. Color theory is a huge part of makeup artistry, and you need to know all about it to do your job, to do the job of a makeup artist. But I'm not a fan of a color analysis way of doing things for makeup. For everything else, great. Clothing, great. For hair, great. For makeup, no. So a lot of the time when you're shopping for K-beauty makeup, if you're shopping for color like lips or cheeks, a lot of the brands will feature color charts like this. And you can see it groups the shades into those seasonal color groups. Now, I just buy whatever I like. But you know what? Sometimes I think in my mind, I can't just disagree with things when I've never tried it on myself. I disagree with blocking people into color groups. I've never checked my colors and seen what season I am or anything like that, just because it's never really interested me. I have been challenged to do so. So what if I did go by my season? What if I only use colors for my season through Korean color analysis? Would it really make a difference? So we're going to do a face of what's recommended to me through color analysis, and then a face of the opposite of what's recommended to me through color analysis using the products from Romand and Dayseek. Okay, but first let me tell you why I don't like the idea of color analysis for makeup. Why perhaps it doesn't always work as well, or why you don't have to be so intently stuck on that analysis for your makeup. Or it's not reliable, right? The first thing is makeup is adjustable. It's not fixed, unlike clothing, hair color. You get that bold color and you can't, you know, you don't pick out a dress and you're like, oh, let me just turn the hue down off this dress. Makeup can be applied in sheer layers. Your skin shade can still come through. It can be blended. It can be mixed with other colors. It can be placed next to another color. And the flexibility of makeup means non-seasonal colors or a color that may not be your season can still look flattering with the right technique. The next thing is lighting, right? Now I've seen people have their color analysis done in yellow lights. I've seen it done in all kind of different lightings. Lighting changes everything. Yellow lighting in your bathroom, in your kitchen, in a studio, in a barn, whatever. A camera flash, it looks different. A lipstick labeled perfect for summer tones may look completely different depending on where you're standing, literally. And also undertones aren't as clear cut as we like to think, right? Many people don't fit into one seasonal category with undertones. And it's also my job as a makeup artist using color theory, which color analysis is, but it's more the effect of a color on the face and the tone of a face. It's my job, if you come in and you're like, I want a purple blush with a purple lip with purple eyes, it's my job to make that suit you. I have a theory when it comes to skin tone being neutralized with foundation skin tints, that once that's all neutralized, the color analysis technique doesn't really work as much as, well, right? We're gonna go straight into it. I took a picture of my face with no color lights and all my blinds shut, so it's completely light neutral, just white light. So you upload the picture and then you kind of choose your hair color and then your like face tone. So my hair color is of course black, and then I'm kind of like this paler neutral here. Now there's my face. And then the app asks you to check the brightness level. So we're looking for the skin to look a little bit neutral. We're looking at the shadows around the eyes, around the nose, and it's kind of seeing around the cheeks here. And if they're too dark or they make my face look a little bit gray, then we want to kind of go up or down. So brightness level 1 looks like this. Brightness level 2 looks like this. Now I think 2 makes the gray under my eyes look grayer. 3 makes my under eyes look a little bit darker. 4 isn't terrible. You kind of have to let your eyes get used to it. And see, 5, I think that looks better than 1. I think I look sick with number 1. So I'm going to go with 5. Again, personal opinion. Do you think the same? And then you have to do a saturation check. So we're looking for the skin to basically look a little bit healthy, a little bit glossy and glowy. We're trying to see if the skin tone looks dull. We need to turn the clarity up. So this is chroma 1. I look like I have the plague, right? I don't look well. I look a little bit grey. Chroma 2. Listen, my skin next to yellow, I just don't like in general. Looks a little bit healthier. Chroma 3 looks a little bit more neutral. It almost looks like my skin has leveled out a little bit. See, Chroma 5 to me and Chroma 4 look a lot healthier. So I'm actually going to go for Chroma 4 because Chroma 5, I think the redness stands out a little bit more on my skin, whereas Chroma 4 makes that tone look a little bit more neutral. And then we're just going to do a warm and cool check. So we're going to look at the difference between the warm and cool 1 and the warm and cool 2. See which one I guess we prefer. See, warm and cool 1 to me, again, neutralizes that redness in my skin. This is where I think if I was wearing foundation, would we have the same results? Because I'm looking at my overtones in my skin, not my undertones. And I think with a warm cool 2, my skin almost looks a bit sallow, which my skin is. So I'm going to go for warm cool 1. Then we have more of this yellow warm and cool. So I'm thinking, God, they both look awful, but I think 2 gives a little bit more vibrancy to my skin. I think number 1 here is a bit more neutral compared to 2. 2 again makes my skin look more neutral but healthy. And I think number 2 here makes the shadows around my eyes look a little bit brighter. So now it's going to give me my results. And it has given me Autumn Dark Warm. So this is a color palette it suggests for me, which I don't like for me. And it gives me ideas for hair, brown, dark brown, blue, black, ash, cocoa brown, accessories, champagne gold, yellow gold. I don't like gold. Silver and white I think are not recommended, even though I love silver jewelry. Here's the deal though. This is the second time I've done this color analysis, and the first time I got winter dark cool, which I guess isn't crazy different, but then again, the recommendations it's given me now are the complete opposite. My first analysis says I should wear silver jewelry. Yellow gold is not recommended for me, and the color palette is kind of similar. So we're going to go with the new results I have. I'm going to neutralize my skin tone. I'll do a black smoky eye, and then I'll be back and we'll try the opposite and the recommended shades on my skin. Okay, so I've done this look. I haven't put lashes on yet, anything like that. So, oh, you know what I want to do? I actually want to neutralize my lips. Usually during like the analysis, they'll put like a white sheet over you, so like your clothes are blocked out, but we've done the analysis already. That's done. You can even see my clothes, and this is like taking it into real life. Black is meant to be a color in my, well, it's not technically a color, it's a shade. Black, white, and gray suit everyone. That's what I believe. It just depends how you use them, doesn't it? Okay, so I'm going to line my lip. But it's going to be with a pencil that's more of a grey tone. So let's start with what's meant to suit me first, right? So from looking at the colour charts that align with these products and the results I've been given from my colour analysis test, I am going in with the Glassing Melting Balm from Romand. And this is a shade Nougat Sand, number 5. These balms are absolutely beautiful. They're one of my favorite products from Romand because they give a really high shine. It almost looks like you're wearing a gloss, obviously without actually wearing gloss, and it's not sticky, it's not heavy, it's weightless on the lip, but it really gives you a really nice color. It's deeply hydrating as well. So if you want a lip balm that isn't just a straight up balm, but you don't want like strawberry red or anything like that, the Glassing Melting Balms have a really nice array of shades. Now this isn't necessarily a shade I would choose for me because it leans into the more of a reddy tones, and you know my lips, I neutralize them a lot so I don't have the red tone. I'm just gonna use a lip brush or a top lip, and then you don't have to, it's just a lip balm, I'm just being fancy. I actually really like that shade. I think that's really beautiful. Not so much my teeth. Yeah, I actually really like that. It's not as, I mean, I looked at it in here and I was like, okay, that's quite vibrantly warm, quite red, but that's very nice. Yeah, it's kind of like that browny red, again, which are 2 colors within my suggested shades, right? Okay, let's go with a blush. We're going in with a shade Burnt Sienna in this souffle blush. This does come with a little brush inside as well, which is really cute. This will be great on the lips. It will be great on around the eyes if you want to do a bit around the eyes. I would just use a finger or a brush for the blush if you want to, because this is like, it might be too small. So this is very much, again, like that souffle velvety formula. This is really great if you have any kind of skin type that has a little bit of texture to it. So if you have more of a textured cheek, I'm going to put this quite high up on my cheeks just so we can see it a bit more. Yeah, if you have texture in your cheek, larger pores, perhaps you have scarring from acne or something like that on your cheeks, this formula really glides and blurs the skin. Again, it's that like souffle kind of texture. Yeah, I mean, it's nice. It is nice. Again, I mean, looking at it here, it's not a color I would think, yeah, I'm gonna use that. And I do have to say, with these, I actually have all of these. I have all the shades. It's the more like cooler, neutral tones that I tend to lean towards a little bit more over these reddy tones. I actually want to build it up quite a bit just so you can see the full kind of intensity you can get from this product. That's maybe a bit too much. But again, it's extremely buildable and blendable. So even if you do go in with a bit too much, you can just blend it out and kind of like take it across to the other side. This is so comfortable. Look at that like gentle color, but it has such a nice shine to it. Okay, so this is my face with the recommended color palette for me on the cheeks, on the lips. I just want to show you the basic souffle on the lip a little bit. So I'll just do a little bit in the middle, just so you can see. And you can absolutely put it on top of this balm, just to get more of like a bleeding lip effect on ombre. I know some people don't like to call it bleeding. And you just clean a little brush like you would any other makeup brush. Okay, so I'll do a little bit of a comparison later. Let's do the non-recommended shades. Okay, let's do this. The shades that aren't meant to suit me, which are actually some of my favorite shades. This is a Romand Juicy Lasting Tint in the shade Bear Grape. This is one of my favorite shades, and I think probably one of the most popular shades in the Romand range. These are absolutely incredible. Like it suggests, it's a lip tint, so it does tint the lip. But what's great about these ones, so it does leave behind a tint of color, but what's great about this is the gloss and the tint stay together. And it's almost like the tint is separate from the gloss. So you still get that beautiful color from the tint, that beautiful shine from the gloss. And the tint actually kind of deepens as you wear it. It gets more intense as you wear it. So it doesn't fade out. If anything, it gets stronger as you wear it. And it's a little bit of a trick to how I like to apply these. So I like to do a little bit in the middle of the bottom lip and let it sit and rest, and then I do the top lip completely. I give it a few minutes without smacking my lips together, then I blend the bottom and then add a little bit more in the middle. Okay, so that is the tint. I like this on me too. I don't think it's outrageously terrible, but I can see how it may stand out from my skin tone versus the one before that was like more in harmony. But here's the deal. If I'm doing someone's makeup, say they want a red lipstick, right? And they want it to really stand out, I will choose a lipstick that is opposite to their skin tone. Say they have a yellow undertone. I would then choose a lipstick with that blue undertone because it would really stand out. If they wanted one that was more in harmony with their skin tone, that wasn't too vibrant, I would choose a red that has an orange red. You know what I mean? So that makes sense. That adds up, that tracks. I actually prefer this combination. Again, it's personal taste, isn't it? Okay, let's try the blush. This is Haze Rose in the Basic Souffle pot. Again, with a little tiny brush. Now, this is quite pink. This is quite vividly pink. I've been loving pinks at the moment. It looks more like a neutral pink. So it doesn't, to me, it doesn't lean excessively blue, which would actually be in my color palette in theory. So that would make sense why this is the opposite. Okay, this is what the shade looks in a thin veil. Love it, like it on me. I'm not against it. I actually prefer it to the shade we used before. I love it. I love that. It's cutesy. Okay, let me build it up again so we can see. They smell so good as well. They're not like overpowering in fragrance. Even the lip smells a little bit fruity, but it's not like, it doesn't smell like this artificial sweet. It's really nice and subtle. I'm just gonna grab a clean brush because I used a little bit too much. Okay, so that is the two. Honestly, I actually like both. I can see with a blush why this will be more like, okay, maybe the other shade is more recommended, but you could easily sync this in with your skin tone with a little bit of bronze. It will look great. A little bit of highlight, it'll be absolutely fine. Again, because my skin tone is showing through, so I don't really think it matters too much. But you could like double end it with like a deeper pink to make it fade in a little bit more from your skin tone into that shade. There's a way to make it work. You're gonna have to let me know. I'll do a poll. Do you prefer the face that is my color palette, or do you prefer the face that is meant to be not my color palette? Vote on that poll, leave it in the comments, your opinion. There's no right or wrong answer in my opinion, it's personal preference. So let me know. Thank you to Soko Glam at SpaceNK for sponsoring today's video. I will link all these products down below for you so you can check them out yourself, and all the other shades. And if you are near SpaceNK with Soko Glam in, go and pop in, experience these products for yourself. Like I said, they're some of the best K-beauty products out there. Alright, well thank you so much for joining me. Consider subscribing, give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you very soon. Bye.